quickly I'll log into that application. The login application, the page itself will be having the previous one in the top section, and we won't be having kind of any title or any logos. It's been modified now. Quickly I will log in. Yeah, here is the dashboard page where we can get it into the initial of the Gen Z Studio. We'll have a welcome text. It's been in the older version we will be having the clumsy one, and it's been organized into the modern day UI, and the tables and the sections will be segregated into the as per the user experience wise. It's been improved, and the left menu it's been totally we introduced a new version that before we do have only the tab which is in the toolbar, so that user can easily navigate to the any of the menus they can want it. And this is a logo we just designed it for meanwhile. If it is look too good, we can go forward. As of now, this is the changes that we have made it in the dashboard. Any queries or any feedback?
So, Satish, if you have any questions, feedback,
Sorry, I didn't know I was on mute. So, hey, thank you, man. We'll go through all the pages, right?
Yep, sure. Yep, sure.
Don't want to interrupt your flow.
Okay. Before going to that every screens, I just want you to inform you about that we didn't ever work on any functionalities, and we didn't work on any kind of backend connections. As
That
of
is
now,
correct, right? That is the expectation. I just wanted to see a change in color. That's all.
yeah, that is what we have made it. For a note, I have informed in the prior, so that no will be. Yeah, here we can see the playground section where we'll be having the modern tabs. Before it was only like as we know. And just give me a minute. We just introduced the modern day tabs where we can able to easily navigate to the each of the sections where model intent prompt library, and the tables also it's been retained the old data and it's been modeled. Mm, here and there some flexible issues might be there, but overall the theme will be the same, that lysomorphism, and will not be having a much scroll for the sections. Look and feel it will be the similar to the exact for each and every tabs. Here we do have a kind of internal tabs. Go to the knowledge base where we will be having our only tables workflow.
Can we see a pop-up?
Um,
If you go to the playground or anywhere, yeah.
Actually, one layer is there. I'll remove that. I'll just take a note of it. There is a one layer it's been introduced here. I'll quickly show that how it will be look like. That layer will be behind that screen. This is how the pop-up will look like.
Okay.
Just give me- fine.
Bala sir, can I say a few things?
yeah, you can feel free to give the comments, your comments,
Okay. So this is Really good work. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Uh, all of who has worked on this, look, right? So if you go to the first page or the home or whatever, right? So you move the menu or the navigation, the primary navigation from the top to the left, right?
Yes.
So one very useful thing would be to be able to collapse it. I don't know if it is possible for you to do that. That is a different thing, right? So
Yeah,
that is the thing.
it might involve the functionality change as well, but
So that change. This is fine, right?
yeah, the only difficulty I
So
can say
this
that
change is good. I don't want to do. mm,
okay.
right. Okay. Now you have this workspace. There are two pieces out there. Mm, do you have the older application?
Yeah, we do have. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Right. Mm, yeah. So if you look at it, uh, so the left-hand navigation, right? If you reduce it, it will be less distracting, and it will be occupying. I mean, whatever is the user focused on the current task, you'll have more space for that, right? So the left navigation or the primary navigation should take a lesser space. The second one is I think I should forward you another one. Okay, let's keep this right. So here, what you see is if you scroll down a little bit, right? Mm, let's say if we want mixed content, right, which is like we'll have a little more text, which is what is happening right now to most of them. So along with your grid or a table, you might want to display an image, an explanation, whatever. And if you go back, please. Okay, here, hang on. Go to the top, please. To the top and click on that Ask Me Anything. Right? So this is one piece. Okay, we'll come to that, right? So your written navigation will, if possible, I don't know who will be working when it will be, but I'm just noting down what can be slightly better, right? If you come to the new UI, the changes that you have made, right? Okay. Now, if you see this, right, if you just see the screen, colors, font, whatever, so I don't have anything, right? But there is something functional about it, which is all I'm focused on.
Okay.
So what we have this welcome, right? It's kind of, so you have a kind of a bezel, and I don't know what skeuomorphic it is. What is it that we are trying to represent here?
Mm.
The table is probably only using
How much space?
a smallish space compared to whatever screen space that is available to the user, right? So let's say if you are a user,
Mm.
once it's only the very first time you want to see the welcome and whatever. Right? Once you've got used to the application, that is a waste of space, typically. But you keep it at, so this is a functional aspect of it, right? So if we want some mixture, and then you have something like a bezel and a screen, so that is totally fine. I mean, I don't have any. So if you look at the gutters and the borders, whatever, they're kind of I don't know what kind of a skeuomorphic what it's trying to represent, but I would want to be using a little more space of the screen. Don't do any changes now. I'm just saying that, so we'll see that as a different thing altogether. Right? At this point, if I just look at it, the working space of the screen is very limited right now. Whereas, let's say if I'm looking at a table, right, I want my table to occupy as much as possible. So the left-hand side will go away, and then this welcome is looking good. I don't see whatever, but if you see the borders that you have, right? So the borders and the gutters, the bezel and the gutters, that is a bit too high.
Which can be removed and not
Okay,
removed.
don't do any changes now. Don't do any changes now. I'm just trying to see at what point and how we will.
Okay.
Just note down that. So whatever your blue thing that is there, right? So if it is, if it can be reused as a pattern for mixed content, which means like you will have grid, you will have a form, and you will also have some text content, right? So whatever you put in on the top, which says welcome, if you can make it like a standard HTML or as a component for embedding text or image content, right? That can be used in a lot of places across the board.
No, I'm not getting you. Sorry.
Okay, leave it. So one of the most useful ones is like, I don't know if I just forward. Okay, this is fine. Can you make that ask me anything? So you see that ask me anything, right? Instead of welcome to Gen Z Studio, which can be a lot thing. Can you make this ask me anything as
Primary.
yes, as a primary thing on this? So that needs to be the primary way of interacting with the tool. So whatever the other things that you have, so one thing I see is that the font has not been changed.
Yes.
I would say you should change the font just for the sake of it. Pick anything else.
Okay.
I think the font change would be, I don't know, you should be able to do a replace or find, right? So the font should change.
Any recommendation you have?
I don't know, sir. You are the guy, so pick whatever you think is. But whatever it is, it should just change. That's all.
Okay, we can make it change.
Right? Just change the font, or we'll just change it in a very random fashion. That is number one. And make that ask me anything like conspicuous on the top. So the idea is that ask me anything should be on the top on every screen. Now, out of all of these things, you should definitely change the font.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ask me anything will be as part of all of the screens?
All of the screens, right? So that is a primary way of interacting with the system across the board. So it should be there in all of the screens. So that's where, let's say, the way that you have the menu bar, right, which is part of the template, or which is part of the, what do you call that container, app container, right? So you have an app container and you have individual screens that are like snippets that we load, correct? That. So we will keep that architecture, which is like you have an app container, and inside the app container you can come anything. Now this particular ask me anything should be part of the container, exactly like the. So we don't want to include it in every page, right? So it should be part of the container where you have the menu bar.
Okay, got it.
So two things, if it is doable, I don't know, you can do it whenever. So that is that's up to you. Font should change, please.
Yeah.
And I don't understand what is the color palette here. Is there a color palette? Because the primary buttons still have the old color. which is something we want to change.
Actually, the suits for the theme, so we just kept it for primary blue and before we do
You
have a
can
orange
make that
based.
cyan, right? Somewhere near that cyan, that should be fine. That, so the font and the palette, the color of that button is not right. It needs to change. I'm not talking about the aesthetics of it. There are some things that have to change, so though they have to change. That's it. So is this a different font or is it the same font that we had earlier? The models.
We never changed any font.
No change to the font?
Yes.
Okay. So I think font should change. So one font, the primary color, that blue, you can just make a slight cyanishness to that. Right? So you have whatever that is like. I'm talking about making it a functional. So this is all functional. So whatever the thing, I will treat it as more functional. It's not about the aesthetics of the whole thing. So two things. So let's grade it, right? The first one is we want to ask me anything on the application container, which is how it was earlier. Yes, so it was on top, right? Pretty much, right? So let's put it like that. Yeah. The ask me anything should be at the application. So let's say right now, write it as number 1, please. If you are I'm just number 1 is ask me anything on the container. Are you noting it? No, can you note it, please? I just noted it. Is that not shared yet? What is not shared?
Oh, so no, actually, what is actually, this is for your reference and the team reference only, Shiva and team, correct?
If there is, if you guys are going to put in some time on this, this is what is the priorities. I just noted it. Yeah. So number 1 is ask me anything. Can we see that, please? Make it number 1, sir, please. Is my screen is not visible?
Yeah, we can see that, but it's not a full screen, but that's okay. As long as you note it down, that's good.
Ask me anything should be at the container. It's not like available in all the screens. Let us clearly say that it should be at the container, because we don't want a copy paste across all screens. Yeah, what's next? Number 2, change the font. Yeah. Your primary button color should also change. It's just a finite replace according to me. Put whatever color, but not this color. But did you like the theme what we are recommending? Sir, it is wonderful. I am only focusing on the functionality.